speaking, this excess crude account, it was at some point depleted. It's been grown to 2.3 billion naira. What exactly are the expectations of these kind of monies? In the past, the governors have fought the federal government about the disbursement of these monies.
Well, thank you, Seun. Now, this is a combination of several things. As at the time the account was created under President Obasanjo, the whole idea was to say, let us not spend all the money while the going was good. People talked about Norway. In a place like Norway, they sterilize all the proceeds of crude oil, and then they find other ways of running an economy. And that's part of the economic discussion we were having earlier on. What do you want to do about the economy? How do you diversify an economy? You have to look away from all of these slush funds, So that was the whole idea then, but it was abused. So as at that time, we accumulated up to $12 billion. And then they depleted it, and now they started rebuilding it because, again, you realize that crude oil has been doing above budget lately, and it is anything above the budget that they try and sterilize in the account. Now, what's going on particularly in this instance, now we have to also look at the case of what they call the Paris Club refund, which when I investigated that issue, I found out that people are made to believe that the Paris Club is sending some money back to Nigeria. But in actual fact, it is not so. The state governors, they leaned on the president. They said there's some money that has been deducted between 1992 and 2005, and that they've started pursuing that money since 2005. Obasanjo refused to pay them. He left in 2007. Yaradua refused to pay. Goodluck refused to pay. But they've managed to get the money. It's about between 2 trillion and 3 trillion that's going to be collected, and they've given them about 800 billion now. I think another one is in the offing. So this is like, as the lawyer, Mr. Didika, said, sometimes you want to play quid pro quo. Oh, the president has done us this favor, let us also do him this favor. But at the end of the day, this is Nigerian money. Again, the Paris Club refund that are being given to the states, they have absolutely no accountability to the people. State governors are dipping hands into that money and spending at will, using it for different kind of projects and fanciful things that catch their fancy, which is unfortunate. Now, is this the way we want to run government? This is where we've been running it for a while now, but do we want to continue? But however, what actually saddens me is that the present government should not box itself into a corner. Because again, when the government was coming, the president is someone that we really respect and all of that. He's an old gentleman and all of that, But, you can't do this to yourself. Because again, information flows freely and people have got smarter. And, a lot of analysis will be done about this and people will puncture holes into some of these actions. Like it's beginning to happen now. Like the chairman of NCP is beside me here, made some very valid points about, this issue and why we should be even taking this money out in December to spend. Mind you that in 2017, capital budget has only performed 30%. Every year, we say we're running 7 trillion budget. If you release all the recurrent, then the capital, which is about 3 trillion out of it, you release only 30%. Where is the remaining 67%, which is about 2 trillion? Hasn't been pumped into the system. And people are suffering. People are losing jobs. See, listen, we don't have an economy here. If we want to have an economy, we will have to start all over again and say, hey, what are our priorities? Why would you not have the people as your focus in running your economy? Why is it just about playing backslapping between politicians, between state governors, getting what they want, the presidency getting what he wants, and the people are left in the lodge?
All right.
It is highly unfortunate.
Let's look at
the government will retrace its steps.
Okay. Quickly, let's look at what has come as a division between the National Assembly. And I would like you, Mr. Didika, to weigh in on this now. Look at what the governor of Rivers State said. He said that, and I quote, Niger Delta environmental problems are serious as the Boko Haram insurgency. I'm not saying that you should not fight Boko Haram. He went further to say, if you can get funds from the national pool to tackle Boko Haram, then you should go to the pool to get funds to fight environmental problems in Ogoni and other Niger Delta communities. End of quote. Take a listen to what the governor of Ekiti State, Mr. Fayoshe, said also about these funds. And I'll come back to get your reaction to this.
Because it does not represent the state of the Nigerian nation and the mood of the nation. These are scandals, these are issues, and Nigerians must ask questions. And therefore asking questions, is this withdrawal of $1 billion, not an attempt to use such money for the 2019 election.
Mr. Didika, there you go. Two governors, they're divided over what? These are PDP governors. Should we politicize the issue of fighting insurgency? I do know that a lot of things that some of these leaders see when it comes to security, an average Nigerian may not see, but when they say we do need monies to build intelligence and to buy equipment for the military to end the scourge of Boko Haram, shouldn't Nigerians give them a chance?
You know, corruption is not usually very obvious. Now, yes, they always go under this umbrella of security and shroud things in secrecy. Formerly, under the Johnson administration, things were translucent. Now things are opaque. You can't even see light. Not talk about seeing the thing behind it. When they now tell you...
In terms of corruption?
Oh, in terms of corruption.
Really?
Yes. Because Boko Haram is the greatest scam that's visited Nigeria. I'm not saying there is no insurgency, but it has created, I don't know how it came about, but whatever it is, Boko Haram as it stands today and as it has stood for some time is a veritable vehicle for people to take money that belongs to Nigeria and Nigerians. However you want to look at it, whether it is the abductions or the releases of our girls and